Hey filmmaker, Chung Dha here. So I've got the ZCAM E2. This is a very interesting camera if you haven't seen my previous video about this, and I bought one. So the big reason why I bought this over different cinema cameras like the C200, EVA1 or even the new Blackmagic Pockets, this is a really nice camera with very high frame rates, which a lot of the other cameras are actually lacking, because this can do a 4K 120 FPS, or with a slight crop it can also do it at 160 frames per second. So this actually does all kinds of really interesting things, and it's a very small package. So also another thing with comparing this with the Pocket, this is much easier to buy. There is like a really crazy back order on the Blackmagic. It seems to be like an issue that they can't find or get a certain part, and a lot of the back orders are really crazy because a lot of people been waiting for their order for like months. And also shops that I am in contact with, they say if I'm going to buy it now, I need to be looking at like October to actually get the camera. Well, probably a lot of other cameras be out by then. So now to the unboxing, because this is quite a nice box which we get here, and also I've got like several extra parts like smallrig accessories and a few batteries, and of course you do need to get a monitor with this camera. And let's open this up. So this box, need to slide it out. So actually look at the box itself. Here we have some details on the bottom, front, the back, side we don't have anything, but this, we have a sleeve, we need to slide this out, just this. So we get this pretty box here, like open this up, slowly moving up. So, okay, and here we have a start guide. Let's look at it a little bit. AC adapters, it's in English and in Chinese. Caution, and here we have the camera. So it's pretty nicely packed. So here we have the camera, and you can see how small it is. So comparing here with my hand, it is a very tiny camera body. And let's grab it out. So this here, like how tiny that is. So this is a crazy thing because how small this is. And also the big reason why I got it is because of this tiny size. So you know, if you think like EVA1 and C200 is smaller than like really big cameras like the Reds or like the Alexas, this is really tiny. So let's look here at the side what we get. So opening this or grabbing this box out. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's open like this. Okay, so we get a D-tap to D-tap adapter, a normal power cable, a Chinese power cable, or this one is Hong Kong. This is a European power cable, and we get a power brick, and we have a antenna. So this antenna is for the Wi-Fi. However, a lot of them say it's okay, but there is quite a lot of lag with the Wi-Fi if you want to use a monitor with that. But using like the Wi-Fi connection and the app to control the camera settings is okay, but not really monitoring because there's too much lag. But it's nice that you get a power brick, so you can actually power the camera if you use it in a studio sense, that you don't really need to purposely buy a battery for it, but stay straight out of the box you can use it for studio use. So for the rest, I don't see much. There's no gigantic booklet, so I think probably online. I need to download a manual. So let's build up the ZCAM with all the accessories that I bought for it. So I don't have the cage of smallrig yet because they're still making it, and I need to wait like a few weeks before I finally get it. But I want to unpack it and actually already bought stuff to build it up. So the actual cage is coming in a few weeks, so I can still build it up with all the accessories that I bought. So what I have here for memory is this small SanDisk SSD. This is very portable, much smaller than the T5, and also this is more recommended than the Samsung T5 memory because this is more stable. I don't have a CFast for this camera yet because it's not really needed, but also in Hong Kong it seems to be rather difficult to get my hands on a proper CFast. And yeah, the Angel Birds actually gets sold out really quickly, and the most CFast that I can find is a Lexar, which is totally not recommended. So if you see any like inexpensive Lexar SD or CFast cards, don't buy those because those are really bad. Even RE has recommended to avoid those CFast cards because those are not recommended. Let's first start with this part over here. So here we have a NATO rail. This is needed so I can actually mount a grip on the side. So this NATO rail goes here on the side over here. So here I have added the NATO rail over here. Now I can grab this grip. So I got the wooden grip, which is made actually for the Samsung T5. So this wooden grip from smallrig actually can hold the Samsung T5. However, I'm not going to use the Samsung T5 because it's not recommended that much, even though a lot of users are using the T5. But the recommended by the boss, Kinson, or people working at ZCAM is the SSD from SanDisk. This actually I can put it in here. However, I can't really lock it down or get it tightly in place. Also, yeah, it sticks out a little, so it's slightly longer than the T5. So this I need to use a different solution to put onto the camera. But now I can put this grip onto this camera body though. Unscrew this a little and put this onto the NATO rail. I have like a nice grip to hold, and I have to say the grip is a little bit on the big side, and also for me it sticks out a little bit too far because I'd rather have it much closer to the body than this far away, because it's kind of making it a little bit too big. But it also would, of course, being further away, improve the handling. But I'd rather have it really close to the camera body instead of being this far. But yeah, might need to look at a different grip solution than this one. The SSD is quite interesting because we're using a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. So that is actually allocated here on this side. So I need to see if this cable is even far enough for it. So because I'm going to put the SSD on this side, and it might be too far if it's all the way on the other side, so I might need to just put it on top of here. So can use one of these holes on top of here. Let's put it quite close here. So I've actually found like a really tiny ball head that actually works really well. Was quite surprised how nice and tight this ball head is, and also a small phone clamp that actually works really nicely because it holds this quite nice. so I don't really need to have like a quite big clamp for it. However, of course, this setup looks very, very professional with all this attached, and yeah, probably with, of course, a simple, I think with quite a simple, smaller setup would be nicer with just using the CFast card instead. Maybe can tilt this up. Okay, have that like this. So I have the CFast card here, the cable here. So that looks nice like that. So to power the ZCAM, I'm using a Sony MPF battery. This is a special one. This has actually a USB port and also a DC port. The reason why I'm using this one over like a normal one without those is because with the DC port I can power the monitor without having an extra battery on the monitor. So this makes the setup a little bit lighter, also less top heavy, especially if you have like a big 970 behind the monitor, it would make it quite heavy. So to power the monitor, depending on which monitor you got, some monitor has a DC in, so you can use like this kind of cable, a double DC, a male-to-male cable. However, with the Atomos Ninja, there is no DC in, so for that I got a dummy battery with a DC cable. So this would work, and also this dummy battery weighs like nothing. So to mount the monitor actually first onto the camera, let's actually grab the smallrig monitor mount. And set this. So this is normally mounted on top of a cage, however it should work also directly on top of here, but then with a single screw instead of the double screw. So I'm going to use this and hope it actually tightens up quite nicely, and also hope that it doesn't scratch the camera while I'm doing that. Let's actually tilt this forward a bit. So this should work just straight onto camera. Now I can put the Atomos on top of here. It's actually starting to look a little bit like a small red camera. So let's put this dummy on the back. And put this over here. And can power this. And let's find a nice lens combination put on here so we have something interesting to show. So we have here the Viltrox adapter and the Sigma 18-35 with the seamless gear on here. So we can make this look more like a professional cinema camera. And let's move this. Here we go. So have this. So definitely I think if you were walking on the street like this, and I doubt you could walk into a shopping mall without them thinking that you are doing a commercial shoot. But definitely also if you are working with a client, definitely this looks like a proper camera setup, that you're doing like a professional shoot instead of that you have like a small DSLR. We have image. Okay, turn on peaking. Definitely the Viltrox adapter isn't that great. As You can hear there is a little bit of movement. So I am at version 0.87, so I need to check out if I need to update this firmware. Right now, yeah, I can see this looks quite awesome already with just the colors of what it's on. Let's see. So that was the unboxing of my ZCAM E2 and also me setting up my ZCAM E2 and turning it on for the first time. So definitely I'll be using this at Broadcast Asia in the next few days, and also do a more proper review once I actually used it for several days. But definitely this looks like a really proper setup that I'll definitely be using for a lot of shoots. But yeah, if you want to see more videos about the ZCAM E2, please stay tuned on this channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button here below, and also make sure to hit that bell icon so you're always updated when I post a new video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you the next time. Bye bye.